All right, here we are again. Third time's the charm between messing up recordings and messing up stuff. People coming in the camera. All right, so today we're going to do a breeze through sort of an introduction of some pretty cool tools. One is Locust IO. It is a load testing tool based off of Python. You can run like simultaneous users all through it. And the other is going to be OpenSpeedTest, which is a containerized networking speed test mechanism. I've already pre-installed these. So of course I've got OpenSpeedTest running on my server at the house, and Locust will be running in a second once I run the up command. And there we go. And it's running on my laptop itself. You want to have your load test tool away from your network, accessing resources inside of your network, and then have your OpenTest tool inside of your network. Because once I log in from it, it basically just does a connection between the two, my host and the server. The server just uses my local IP. I'm using, of course, I got Rancher, so Arcade 2. I've got 2 agent nodes and 1 server. I'll show you where I've already installed. Figured third time I would have cleared out my speed test. And then, of course, Locust is on my system. So first thing we'll do, we'll go over speed test. So it's just a containerized application. I'm pretty sure I'm running the Kubernetes Helm chart on there. I think that's how I did it instead of figuring out some weird way to do Docker. We're going to do a real quick speed test to get a baseline. And then we'll compare that to after we have ran our Locust test, our load balance. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit it with a bunch of users, and then we're going to do a speed test and see how it interacts or how much worse it gets based off of how many users. The test I have that I've ran twice now on videos is 500 users, with 100 users being created every second. So of course, 5 seconds, 500 users. It's pretty quick. And then after we do this, we'll go over KVM and show just a little intro. So right now we've got 7.1 download, 2.4. Actually, that's better than before. Upload. And then we've got our ping 149 and our jitter is at 34. All right. One cool thing is you can also see right in here, this was just me accessing that, doing my speed test. So what Hubble does is it works with Cilium, which is a eBPF-based container networking interface. That just allows you to get a lot of oversight of your network. But what I want to do is I'm going to change this to my Cube System namespace, because what I did was when I created my recording, I actually use Hubble as my front end. So there's a cool tool right here. So, well, of course, let's go over Locust. So here's the Locust webpage. You can go to that. You can go to your documentation. It'll actually walk you through how to do your install. It's pretty easy. It's all a Python app that you can just run on your Mac. But inside of your test, there's a locust file.py that you have to run. And it's basically just a whole bunch of steps for what the server is going to do when it goes into your system and what all it's going to go through. There's this cool tool right here called har2locust. What it does is it creates a har file. So basically you can go in your Chrome browser and create a recording of going through and doing different tools. What that does is it allows you to take that recording and translate it to a Locust file. So you don't have to know all the HTML to go into each page and do all these things. You can actually just do the recording and then translate that right into your Locust file. I already did all that for precursor, which created my Hubble page, which is all it does. It goes to my home server, goes into Hubble. I can't remember. I think it goes down and changes one of the namespaces inside of it. So it does do some work inside of it. What we're going to do is we're going to change that to, we're going to replicate 500 users. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to spawn 100 users. And we're going to run it for, let's see, I'm going to do it for 3 minutes. Why not? We're not doing that much stuff. All right. So now we're going to start swarming. We're going to hit my server with a whole bunch of workloads. Right now it's spawned 100. I'm going to, refresh my speed test. Should have done that first. You have to refresh the page in order to run a new speed test. And it's going to be slow. It's cool because right now it's already spawned all 500 users. So it's going to be great. Yeah, super great. Yeah, lots of latency, lots of jitter. But right now it has ran all 500 users are currently going. The reason I like scaling it up slowly is because my servers will sound like they're a jet plane taking off. There's some very old stuff that I got from Newegg. So yeah, we can already see a decrease from 500 users trying to just access this web front end. And that's all it is. They're all just trying to go right here to Hubble. You can see right here, here's all the users trying to roll through. So we've got 3.3 up, 0.065 down. We've got 627 latency and 80 on our jitter. So yeah, we went from 7.1 megs to 3.3 megs download, from 2.4 up, 0.065 up. Went from 149 latency to 627. And that's going, my laptop is actually connected through my phone, of course, across the 4G network, and then back into, or going into Spectrum, and then through my home network, and all the way back in here through all my private crap. And I don't have a very clean network. So it's not too bad, I guess, really. And into my server, and of course, getting metrics from it. Still running. Looks like got all of my users. You can get printouts from this too, so you can see charts. You can see any failures. It's actually pretty legit. I don't know enough about HTML and what the servers actually do. You can download your data too and run it in CSVs and keep records of it. It's pretty cool to see like what you're actually capable of supporting. Not just within your network, but your servers themselves. You can actually do a real load test and see like, hey, can my load balancer handle 1,000 users coming through at once? And it will make your servers tap out on resources. Actually, nodes. Let me see. Since all my ingress stuff is on my main server, it's going to be slow, of course, which we already know. While it's doing that, what I'll do, let's see if we can get some resources. Oh, it's not too crazy. It's spun down a little bit. I'm not sure which one's actually hosting the Hubble web UI. Oh, stopped. Okay. But yeah, you can usually hear whatever server's running that service spin up like crazy. And kind of sound like it's taking off. Yeah, so that kind of concludes that. We've got, we did our open speed test. Here's got your locust.io, the hard2 locust that you can use. Of course, we got Rancher RKE2, our Hubble UI, which just gives us an overview. I just wanted to kind of show the work being done. And then, of course, our Locust, which is running on our host system. Remember, Locust runs on your host system and replicates users trying to go back into your network to target your servers. I say target's a bad word, but try to go into your servers and do whatever you have them set to do. And then speed test is going to run on your servers. Just it could be on a Rails server or whatever you want. And they just log in using a URL, however you want to do it. So I also want to show some. Oh, let me stop. Let me stop that Locust service. I don't want to run excess stuff on my laptop. So another cool thing that I wanted to show today was there is present share screen window. Let's open up libvirt. So I've got a separate machine running, and it's running just Rel 8.6, 8.8, one of the two versions actually. Right there, should be able to look at that. 8.9. And all I did was I threw all the libvirt tools on there. I threw all of the KVM tools and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. What that does is now I can go in here and instead of, I know if any of you have seen my video before with KubeVirt, it's kind of a pain to kind of manage a lot of your stuff. But on here, what I can do is this is a very small form factor server. So I don't have a lot of resources, but I can go in here and I can create VMs just like I would inside of KubeVirt. I can allocate RAM, vCPUs, drives, same thing, upload my ISOs, and build it all. One cool thing is you can do full PCI pass-throughs. So I can do host device, just go in here for PCI, and I can do a pass-through for my NIC straight into my host. Of course, that requires your BIOS and everything to be able to support that. The machine that I was messing with would not allow that, so I had to kind of figure out some ways around that to get, well, I'd end up using VirtIO and doing direct attachment with it, and it'll replicate a MAC address as I need. What I did was I ran a CSR 8K, of course, on a little bitty small form factor piece of equipment. And let's see, I got each of those interfaces to be able to pass through, and they're both usable. For some reason, my home router, whenever I go to swap it up, it doesn't want to pull DHCP straight through to my host, and I don't have anything set up to really test router capability for Cisco devices, and have not looked up how to get it to build tunnels across to GL nets and all that. I'm not really concerned with that. That can be a work thing. But yeah, it's really, really cool, especially once you figure out how your interfaces are kind of set up and advertised. And then you're able to just go in there and add as many interfaces as you want. So if you have a piece of hardware that has multiple NICs on it or multiple capabilities for NICs, you can just bridge it and just push it out like that however you want to. It works using all the same networking tools that Linux does in itself. So bridges, virtual interfaces, so virtual bridges and all that stuff too. You get all that asset. You can import QCal images. So you can go in here, import QCals, which it also creates a QCal from your machine. So you can just recover like a golden template from that machine. It's pretty cool. Messed with it and got it working, and thought I'd just kind of throw it at the end of this video, just if anybody wants to mess with it. It is a pretty cool little single node management piece of equipment, and you get all of the additional tools on here to manage your hosts. So, yep. All right, everyone. Thank you all for listening. Hope it was knowledgeable, and hope you all like actually mess with some of the Locust stuff and the speed test, open speed test. It is pretty cool, and it's lightweight. So just throw it on a Pi or something at your house, and you can just go around and you can test your network anytime you want. Test any of your servers or your services running, and be able to actually get real metrics. And you can crush your links if you want to. Yeah, let's see right there. See, let's refresh that page. Yep, that shows my remote node hooking in to my open test. See? All right. Well, everyone, thank you. Stay nerdy. Have a good one.